at the Blair Falls, and I took a couple casts, and I caught a couple perch, but then I caught this guy. Nice. And I'm gonna eat him. So yeah, but that's good. And I was trying to just catch any type of fish because I just wanted some meat for the winter. I mean, I was hoping for a trout, but I was just going for sunfish and stuff. But I got a trout, so that's great. But I'm gonna keep fishing and just keep you updated and tell you if I get anything else. But yeah, I'll definitely be doing a catch and cook with this guy. I bet his meat is gonna be pink. Like, his mouth is pink, so I bet his meat's gonna be like really pink. But this is good. This is good. All right, I'm gonna do a catch and cook on this with this guy. So I'll see you later. Literally 2 casts later, I caught one like the same. 2 casts after catching that guy, I caught this one. Like, oh my God, what is going on? Look at this beast of a fish. Like, these are 2 big fish. Like, these aren't tiny little fish. These are, like, nice-sized fish. Just look at these guys. This one might be a tiger trout, actually, but this one's definitely a rainbow. But look at these fish. Isn't that great? Guys, now I'm going to do a double catch and cook. I have a feeling we're going to be eating good tonight. That's some good fish right there. All right. I'll keep you updated and tell you guys if I get any more, because this is freaking awesome. All right, I'll keep you updated. I've been casting my bait right there, letting it churn up, and then they float back into the slack water right here, and that's where all the trout are, just sitting in the slack water right here. So I've already got 2. I'm gonna try and get a 3rd. I just slipped, but I'll keep you updated and tell you if anything else happens. Also, I caught a perch. So brown trout mixed with the rainbow. And then this one's just a rainbow trout. So now I'm going to show you filleting them. And I'll do a catch and cook on them. Alright. I'm going to try and get my brother to do a time-lapse of me filleting them. But I don't know if he's going to agree with it. So, I'll see you during the time-lapse. I went to Round Valley Reservoir yesterday, and I was going to make a video on it, but I didn't because I didn't catch anything. But, yeah, and that was kind of annoying. But now that I'm back home, I caught the trout, and, see, I filleted them. I was hoping they would have pink meat, but they don't. That just means that they didn't eat many crawfish, I'm pretty sure. But one of them did have eggs in it, and I'm going to eat it as caviar and see if they're good. I'm like 99% sure that they're going to be great, but they could taste terrible. And I found these oyster mushrooms. I'm like 99% sure that they're oyster mushrooms. I'm going to research it a little bit more just to make sure I'm not getting poisoned. But I saw these, I looked at on a tree, and I looked at a website, and I climbed up the tree, which was really very dangerous, and the branch almost fell. But I wish I could have gotten a video of that. That would have been hilarious. But I like cut them all down and Tyler grabbed them. But yeah. So I really hope that they are actually oyster mushrooms, because I'm probably gonna eat them. And if they aren't, I'm gonna get poisoned. There's my brother. He's just showing this. But I might use this little sack of them as bait.
Those ones are edible.
I know, but I might use this little sack of eggs as bait, just because they make really good bait. But we're gonna have a feast. I'm gonna cold smoke these. Last time I made smoked trout, I hot smoked them. So I didn't do it right. I should have cold smoked them. But this time I'm gonna cold smoke them, and I'm gonna make like Nova LOX out of trout. It's supposed to be done with salmon, but I'm doing it with trout. So yeah, I'm still figuring out what type of wood I'm gonna smoke it over, but whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be great. These, I'm just going to maybe add a little salt or something, just eat them raw. And these, think I'm gonna fry them in butter if they are actually oyster mushrooms. So I'll see you when we go to the hardware store and buy some wood chips to smoke those over. Cold smoke my fish on this Weber kettle grill. It is possible, and I'm going to show you how you cold smoke on a Weber grill. You need to take some mesh like this, like one from like a screen door or something. Then you just cut a piece out and you roll it up. Here, I'll show you after I'm done rolling it. You just want to take some pellets and some wood chips of any flavor. Now, you could go to the store and buy some really fancy pellets that cost like 30 bucks a bag, or you could just go into your garage, buy some or grab some pellet stove pellets, for heating your house with. They work the same. They don't really do anything different. Maybe a little less flavor, but that's it. Then you just want to put them in. And then you make a couple layers. You put a layer of pellets, then a layer of chips. Layer of pellets, chips, pellet, chips, until it's full. And then once it's full, I'll show you what to do. Done packing your mesh creation. Should look something like this. And my favorite type of chip to use is cherry, but they didn't have cherry, so I just used chicory. Hickory, not chicory, sorry. But then, once you're done, I actually forgot a step, so I'm going to do that step now. But once you're done with this, you'd usually just spray a little lighter fluid onto there, light it, wait a couple minutes, put out the fire, and then just let it smoke. But I forgot to brine the fish, which I'm going to do now before it's too late. So I'll show you that right now. So the guy that I watched on the video gave me the basic proportions for this fish, this brine, and I'm going to put my own twist onto it. So these are my herbal salts. You can buy them at the Blairstown Farmers Market on 2 weeks a year. I only sell them 2 weeks because it's part of a TREPS program. But he said just use normal salt. I'm using these because they taste better. And then he said use brown sugar, but I don't have brown sugar. And if you saw my last video, I made brown sugar, but I'm out of molasses. So I'm just going to use white sugar. And last video I didn't use salt either, so that trout, and also I hot smoked it, and it didn't turn out very good. So I'm going to do it the right way this time, and I'll see you when I have all this combined. So I did a mixture of the 3 of my flavored salts: basil salt, thyme salt, and chive salt. So in case you want to follow this recipe, you can buy some of my salt and make this your own, or you can just do it with normal salt, and white sugar. But I'm just going to mix this up, and I'll see you when I get this to the next step in the process. I've got all the salt and sugar in this bag, and I'm just going to put the trout inside of it, like so. Then we're just gonna move it around like that, and we'll just let it sit for 48 hours, so 2 days. And now, once this is done, or right now, we're gonna eat a little bit of the mushrooms. If it makes us sick, then we won't eat the rest. But if it doesn't, we're gonna wait 2 days, and if it makes us sick, we will not eat the rest. But if it doesn't, in 2 days we'll have a feast of smoked trout and fried mushrooms. So I'm gonna show you me cooking the mushrooms, and also we're gonna eat the caviar and see how that tastes. All right, so goodbye for now. And we're going to just heat it up with some butter, cooking it outside on the grill. And yeah, we're just cooking it outside. It's nice outside today, so it's nice fresh air. But we're not gonna. This is the nice Amish butter, but we're not gonna cook all the mushrooms today because we want to save some for our feast, and also we want to find out if they're poisonous or not, because if we eat all of them at once and they're poisonous, then we're just dead. But if we eat a little bit and they're poisonous, then we'll get sick, but we won't die. But I'm 99.9% sure that these aren't oyster mushrooms, because I found them right after a rainstorm, right when the temperature's dropping. It's like textbook time to find these guys. and there's not many lookalikes of them. So yeah, well, I'll get back to you once we cook them. And I'll get back to you when they're done. All right, bye for now. I've got the LOX, or the trout LOX, and it feels like kind of tacky, kind of like cardboard, and I think it's lost most of its moisture. And now I'm ready to go on with the process, but it's done aging or whatever for now. What you want to do now is just take your cured trout, turn the sink on, and then just wash off all the excess rub. And one down. Just want to get all that salt and sugar and stuff off. Right down a little bit. I'll wash it off nice and clean. So right now, I could eat this right now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to, because that would be Grava LOX. I want Nova LOX. Now, Grava LOX, that's Grava LOX right there, but it's just like cured salmon, or trout. But Nova LOX is cured trout or salmon, or really whatever, that you smoked, just to add that nice smoky flavor, and to keep it fresher longer, so it doesn't go bad after a long time. So just put that onto there, and don't say it's unsanitary or something, because this is all going to get smoked, and smoke acts like an antibiotic, and kills off bacteria. So I'm pretty sure that you have to air dry this first, though. Here, I'll check, and I'll be back in like 1 second. I'm gonna take my fillets here, trout fillets, and put them onto this air fryer drying rack. It's a drying rack, it works. So just take all these, put them here. Then I just want to take some paper towels. Now, I think you're supposed to leave the skin on, but I took it off. But I don't really think that will matter that much. So you just want to dry these off, get rid of all the excess salt and moisture so it's not too salty or wet. Just want to do that, a little that. And then you put it onto the smoker, but I gotta do this first. So, I don't know. Oh, and you also gotta let it sit in your fridge for 30 minutes just to get rid of all that extra water. And that should be good. Just gonna put this right into here. Just gonna let it sit for 30 minutes, and then it should be good for smoking. It's been sitting in the fridge for 30 minutes. And it's got this like nice film on it, which pretty sure that's like something that will help the smoke stick to the LOX. But we got our smoke tube thing right there. Just gonna put on some fire water just to help get it go. A little more. Then light it. Now we're gonna wait about 5 minutes for this to get nice and charred, so it will be, and then we'll blow it out, and the smoke will just go down this whole thing. We got the hickory in there for flavor, and the pellets in there just for like a filler, and then the smoking stuff will go down this whole tube slowly over the course of about 2 hours, and after that we'll have some nice Nova LOX made of trout. So I'll turn the camera back on when this is ready to be blown out, and I'm ready to put the trout on, not salmon. We just put out our fire, and now it's smoldering, which is perfect. So we're just gonna put our cured trout on top of that over the grate. Gonna close this off, open this a little bit to let some escape. Now and the eggs or caviar from the trout. I ate the eggs from the trout off camera, I just forgot to film it, and same with the mushrooms. See, I cooked them on that, and I ate them, and I feel fine. So, they definitely are oyster mushrooms. So I'm gonna cook them once this is done cooking, and we'll have a feast of mushrooms and trout LOX. But, yeah, I'm sorry if that annoyed you. Alright guys, I made a pretty big mistake. So this was an older video. I made it like 3, 4, 5 months ago, long time ago. And I pretty much just lost it after I made the smoked salmon, or smoked trout. The trout was delicious. I had it on a bagel. Absolutely delicious. But I ate the mushrooms, I cooked them all. I just completely forgot about the video, not sure why. And I just didn't want to lose all this good footage. So, this is a really sad, annoying ending, I know. But, yeah. So, the LOX turned out good. You should follow that recipe. I think what happened, though, might have let it sit in the fridge a little bit too long. And it, like, lost too much moisture. But other than that, it was fine. And the mushrooms were delicious. They were oyster mushrooms. I don't think that there's any poisonous lookalikes. So, just joking. But, yeah, they were good mushrooms, but alright. Hope to see you in the next video.